Thank you for waiting. My computer's been having some tech issues and I had to go find some replacement parts in between this video and the last. Hopefully, no more fights with technology for now. Now today we're going over the Askr's Kin Tempest Trials Part 3. Previously we got a cooler Ash from another world. This time we got a new cooler Ash, our Ash. Now there's been some speculation that this Ash ult will be a new hero type. That's basically been the trend each year, although we only did get 380 heroes last year. There was recently a bug with ally support, and considering there's been no announced changes to ally support, maybe that new hero type will have to do with that support system somehow. I guess we'll find out. Anyway, quick rundown on the newer cooler Ash. Colorless infantry beast with min-max low speed stats. She has the typical defense scaling, true damage, and flat damage reduction, plus gets the new trend of defense checking for hardy bearing. For support, Ash hands out low and resonant shields, and then also imbue. Instant healing is not going away anytime soon. If this new Ash is a new hero type, then I do expect a unique skill somewhere. If you would like to get this new Ash, then be prepared to see her on the next new heroes banner probably. Onto the actual Tempest Trials, you can earn up to 42 orbs, 11,000 feathers, and 80 secret coins. This month we got Ephemerate 9 divine codes and 1 earth blessing for legendary diamond. Secret seals this time is Speedy Defense Finish and Infantry no follow. The reward unit is going to be Gladiator Ogma. You can earn a 4-star and 5-star copy. We'll talk about Ogma more later on. Speed and Defense Finish 3 is another finished Sacred Seal. If within 3 spaces of an ally, gain plus 6 speed and defense, and if specials are ready or have triggered, then get 5 true damage for the rest of the fight. Speed and Defense Prime or Clash can give more stats, but Finish is very easy to use if you're going to stick with the team. If you have a special focus build like Tamara, you can also just get some extra damage. Next, for Infantry no follow 3, every turn grant no follow up to infantry allies within 2 spaces. Unlike its tier 4 upgrade, the tier 3 does not give no follow up to the user. It's a purely supportive skill, although you could run something like odds be way forward to get no follow up on the user and then handled speed buffs. Do note, the no follow up status requires a speed check. It won't work the same for slower units trying to neutralize any follow up denial skills. Last new Sacred Seal in the update is Squad Ace Pt.3. Not from the Tempest Trials, you can get this from the 98 Squad Assault. This seal grants plus 3 attack, speed, and res flat stats. It is the same as Squad Ace BZ and CJ if you want a 3rd copy.
A tournament held in an arena sounds like a fitting event for someone like me. You'll have my victory. Watch and see.
Since playing from launch, players have gotten hundreds of Sword Infantry Ogmas. After 8 years, we're getting an upgrade. Gladiator Ogma has a great modern stat line, 41 HP, 40 attack, 47 speed, 45 defense, and 23 res. Ogma's got an attack super boon, and he's going for the high defense, speedy brawler stat spread. If you want an all-around infantry tank with distant counter, maybe not the best choice. If you need to clash with other physical damage melee units though, then Ogma will be better off. Now Ogma's inheritable Arena Sword Plus is the same as Cullen's Axe from the banner. Every turn and after acting, inflict -7 speed and defense, plus speed and defense shackle onto the closest foes within 2 spaces. If you initiate or you're within 2 spaces of an ally, you get plus 5 total stats and deal true damage and gain flat damage reduction equal to 20% speed. The flat DR only works on first attacks. The Gladiator weapons are pretty solid for speedy units. Speed and defense shackle provides debuffing for the team, and you get the in-combat debuffs which are going to stack with the -7 field debuffs. Like the arcane weaponry, you can get true damage and flat DR. This weapon scales with speed, so great for the many Swordmaster wannabes. You won't get any cooldown perks, but Arena Sword offers stronger support for damage and speed compared to Arcane Renegade. Renegade does have a healing support component though. Generally speaking, Arena Sword's a decent weapon for support builds. Unlike Serving Knife, its effects are going to work on a Sword Dancer. Now, to max out the Shackle debuffs, you will want 2 more negative statuses. Try to get those if you can. For the rest of Ogma's kit, we have Ignis for Ogma's high defense. Attack and Speed 03 is great for self buffs, but we've had on a couple free-to-play units. What is new is Special Sparrow 3. What year is it? Because it's been a long time since the heyday of this skill. After combat is special triggered, grant -2 cooldown, infantry and army skill only. Special Sparrow does not do anything until you unleash your special first. It's nice for chaining big damage nukes, but you need to get there first. Generally, we have so many cooldown abilities nowadays that this isn't a huge problem. The main issue is that Special Sparrow is taking up that valuable B slot. No combat perks until you get the tier 4, where you get DR piercing and 5 true damage. I could see Special Sparrow getting a modern iteration, but until then, this might not be as big of a free-to-play addition. If you want to make a very simple AoE special spamming setup for clearing PvE maps, then this is still nice. If you want to merge Ogma up, the Neutral Nature will give him plus HP, speed, and defense. Not bad. If you want plus 4 attack, you can go with the attack super boon. Ogma is no slouch when it comes to damage. For free-to-play comparisons, Ogma will be the first Gen 10 edition, and we generally don't get too many Heroic Growth Sword Infantry, so Ogma might be it for the next year. Our last Heroic Growth Sword Infantry was the non-Gladiator Cullen. He is most similar to Ogma with high attack, speed, and defense. Cullen will stack a little more HP than defense or res though. Maxed out, Ogma barely beats Cullen, but they're both pretty comparable. Fallen Lloyd's still a great grow unit if you want a unique weapon. He's got foe penalty deliver and speed and defense debuffing, so similar idea as the Arena Sword. For other speedy options, we have Lumera and Host. Yenfei should be interesting because I believe he's next in line for Refine. Let's see what they do for his distant counter Refine. Among demote units, Jessie was the new addition since Cullen, but Ogier is also Gen 9. In terms of just defense, Skahawk will still be the king, although Ogma is just so much faster. In terms of speed, Ogma's gonna get beat, but he will remain top dog for attack. If you wanted a faster all-around unit for something like maybe a distant counter build, then the others will balance out their defense and res stats. Ogma's gonna sacrifice res for his very good physical bulk. Overall, very impressive base stats if you like speedy brawlers. Not a crazy upgrade over Cullen, but Ogma is Gen 10, so more BST for stuff like arena modes if you care about that. For budget builds, if you want to try and utilize Special Spiral, you can use Breath Sacred Seals to try and charge Ignis. Tanking a hit then doubling back will proc Ignis, and then Special Spiral will bring it down to 2 cooldown for the next fight. You could then initiate and possibly trigger Ignis then. If you can trigger your specials somehow, then Special Spiral could be paired with the Rat Sacred Seal, -2 cooldown after a fight, -1 cooldown when the next turn starts. This will require Ogma to get hurt though. For general stuff, Ogma has good damage speed which gets further enhanced by Arena Sword's debuffing. He'll get true damage and flat DR as well based on speed. No follow-up is going to be great for not getting messed up by follow-up skills, and Ogma could run dodge for regular % DR. In the A slot, we have speed and defense finish and clash since the attack and speed versions are still not that easy to get. Bonus doubler is an option since Ogma already has attack and speed Oath. That Oath C skill will require Ogma to stick with the team, but I'd probably keep it unless you want to run something like a smoke debuff or maybe red feud to go head to head with other sword infantry. For specials, Ogma can run the lower cooldown Bonfire or the usual Glimmer, Moonbur, or Luna. Flashing or Heavy Blade can be another cooldown source. Tempest or Assault Troop can be used for movement. Not exactly budget, but we recently got a Summer Farm Ephemera. If you have that, you can get Spurn 4 in one slot, since Spring Lonku brought Spurn 3. That will leave room for the full attack and speed finish 4 or times pulse 4, technically a free option for some higher tier skills. For premium builds, Ogma can run anything Cullen can from the banner. You can use Spiked Wall for bulk plus no guard. Special Spiral has kind of just been replaced by skills like Lagu's Friend. Lagu's plus Fate can give -3 to cooldown before you get attacked, meaning Ogma can charge things like Gust or Godlike Reflexes. Now, while Lagu's Loyalty would get 40% speed scaling flat DR with the Arena Sword, some of its effects are enemy phase only. You also don't get DR piercing specials, and Ogma's defense is no joke, so he's fine with Lagu's Friend as well. For example, with Friend, you can initiate, ready Gust before the foe counters, then unleash a DR piercing Gust on your follow-up. Now to get guaranteed doubles on slower foes, no follow-up will be ideal. Perfect attack and speed, infantry no follow 4, or odds be wave 4 are all options. From the Gladiator banner, Masked Marth offers Gust, perfect attack and speed, and attack and speed favor. Speaking of favor, sword units can put together a very fun build. From Tea Time Finn, the Serving Knife Sword gives an extra action after rallying or movement assisting. It also gives breath type cooldown and incited. This all stacks with favor, which also requires assisting. You can add 50% DR piercing, empathy, and -1 cooldown. With all of this and the extra action, you can now initiate with a 2 cooldown Gust or a whopping 34 true damage thanks to Serving Knife in favor. If you run Brutal Tempest for +1 movement, that will max out Serving Knife's true damage to get us to 39. That's pretty dang impressive. You can even add more damage via things like Slice with Sparrow and a Finished Sacred Seal. Now since you get -1 cooldown and breath type cooldown, this build can also activate Gale Force. Sadly, infantry will not be able to use the new Gale Force Mist. I like how immediately after we get Arcane Renegade, they release 2 decent inheritable swords. Anywho, if you want cooldown and more stats, then Renegade's a fine choice. It also grants +5 attack and speed and on-hit healing support. Now for distant counter builds, might be riskier due to Ogma's lower res, but you can still try it if you want. If you get times Pulse Echo or Emblem Marth, you can run Gust and trigger with Fate's cooldown. Same for Godlike Reflexes, although GLR can also be used with Slaying and Lagu's B skills. Now if you keep the B slot open, Nelsia Void is solid with Phantom Speed for speed checks, and you also get Nelsia Disrupt. If you want guaranteed % DR, Ogma can run Arch Rival, although activating it might be an issue without other cooldown perks. On the topic for a maybe not optimal, but hilarious setup, you can get double Arch Rival procs if you face a green foe. Now infantry just have so many cooldown perks. Slaying Arch Rival is going to be 4 cooldown. If you initiate on a green foe, you get another -2 instant cooldown thanks to Arch Rival. With Renegade and Tempest Pulse, you can get another -2 cooldown to trigger the special. Now if that foe survives, you can use Bread type cooldown to get -2 cooldown on the counter. Flash Sparrow is one way to get this, but obviously you can outsource it. Now either way, you get -2 cooldown somehow, and then run Pulse Tempest for another -2 cooldown on the follow-up attack. That will get you a second Arch Rival. This is just an example of how crazy cooldown has gotten. You can pair this with finished B skills for extra true damage. For other skills, or for any of these weapons, you can use Excel or Hex Edge in that A slot. Speed Taker can offer no guard, and any of the Tempest variants can work for mobility. For attuned X skills, Tempest Pulse Echo is just so flexible. Tempo Echo would be great too, and it's a source of 50% DR piercing. For defensive setups, you can also use Distant Counter or Nelsie Disrupt Echo. Lots of viable options. Overall, pretty nice Tempest Trials, some speed-focused Sacred Seals, and then Gladiator Ogma starting off the free-to-play Gen 10 Sword Infantry. We don't usually get a lot of heroic row units in this class, so Ogma might be it for the following year. Obviously he's got heavy competition in general, but very nice stat spread if you don't mind the higher defense focus. Arena Sword is solid, Infantry have a million different skill sets to choose from, and we did just get the new Arcane Renegade if you're looking for a good merge project. Ogma also looks fantastic. That's all I have to say for this video. Thank you for waiting while I dealt with tech issues. I will see you in the next one.